now the ambassador from being the no ending on.
Thank you. I think it's very important in the first time to introduce when the photography starts, because it's very important to understand the very shortly time between the start of photography and kite aerial photography. So, in 1826, many of you know Monsieur Daguerre. He realized the first photo. We have an example of this photo. And not many years later, just in 1880, George Eastman invented the first roll film. After 8 years, the most famous man for KAP, Mr. Batu, take his first aerial photography. And we arrive to Nadar. Nadar is the most important man just between Eastman and Batu. Nadar is a Frenchman who takes the first aerial pictures by means of a balloon. Batu lifts a camera and so lifts himself inside the balloon and take some pictures of many towns near Paris. And we have here an example of the first aerial pictures taken from Nadar. I said that Arthur Batu was the most famous man who invented kite aerial photography. Mr. Batu was born in Castres, France, in 1846, and for all life take pictures. And most important was the kite aerial photography, because it's the pioneer of our activity. So, Batu, for this experiment, made in the first time a camera. We have an example here. So, this is a replica of Batu camera. I made it just for explain to the other KAPers, but this camera is perfectly working. All the camera was made in thin pin, and the shooter was made in wood. It's the same, I think, exactly a replica, but for me it's not possible to see the original one, but I think it looks like the original. I use some plans made by Batu to make it, and it's a very easy camera because use a rubber to move the shutter and the burning wick for timer. So Batu put this kind of camera exactly under the kite on the frame by means of this solution, and the camera can look down. So in the first time start the burning wick, lift the kite, and of course take one picture for one fly. It's not so easy to take picture with this system, but it works. And take a big plate photo. We have other example of the Batu system. To prevent the problem of the line behind the lens, Batu realized this kind of system. To open the line and you don't have problem for the camera. And this one is the first aerial pictures taken from Batu. It's not clear, but it's a great photo. And Batu takes the photo of his home. Most important for Batu was the invention of a cardanic system to move the camera. And in the first time, to move the camera, for Batu needs to move this wood part. And after, invent a solution to move only the camera in a cardanic system. So it's very easy to move it. In this year, Batu write many articles on a newspaper, and another Frenchman read this article and start with KAP joined together to Batu. This person was Emil Vance. Emil Vance was most important because was the first man who invented the system not connected directly to the kite frame, but put the camera on the line. So to prevent the movement and the vibration made it from the frame to the camera. And we have some example of result made from Emil Vance. And this one is a replica of a camera and a kite used from Emil Vance. So this one is not exactly the lens used from Emil Vance, but the camera looks like very similar. To shoot the photo, Emil Vance used a system, a timer like this one, and for timer use a burning wick, most similar to Batu, but this system is possible to use with a flexible line to take the pictures, like this one. And now arrive to another important man for kite and for kite aerial photography. The name of this man is William Eddy. Many persons know Eddy for his kite, but sometimes Eddy takes aerial pictures. And we have some example of these pictures. But Emil Vance, no, sorry. Eddy used in the first time a Kodak camera, like this one. It's a normal box. And fix the camera on the line and use a T-shaped system to put the camera and to stabilize the camera for the movement. The camera is perfectly in this position, and to shot you use a line on the ground and push the button on the camera. It's a very easy system, but it works very well. This one is an article made by William Eddy on his works, and if someone are interested to all this historical material, I have of course a copy for everyone. And Eddy uses this kite and takes many pictures of Blue Hill Observatory because it's joined with his work, and this one is an example of Eddy aerial photo. Another Frenchman was Le Cornu. Many of you know Le Cornu for his book. It's a very interesting book about kite. I think it was one of the first books who's speaking about technical kite and many other things on kite. And this is the cover of the book. And inside this book there are some pages on kite aerial photography. But Le Cornu use a system like this one. It's a simple system to fix the camera and to move the camera in all positions. Le Cornu fixes the camera directly on the line by means of this system, and you can move the camera in all positions by means of these two sticks. Another most important invention of Batu, I think it was the stabilizer to prevent the movement like a pendulum in this kind of cradle. Le Cornu used many kind of kite. This one is a replica of one of these. It's a very strange kite. So in the book, Le Cornu suggests to use this kite. I made it, but it's very dangerous to fly with this kite. It's not stable. I think it's a trick, not a good suggestion. I prefer the other kind. So we have many other important person. I think Thiele was another most important person because he invented a system to realize many photos for the construction of a railway in Russia. For this equipment, Le Cornu used 7 cameras, put 6 cameras in circle and 1 just looking on the ground. So with this solution, it's possible to have a complete plan of the area, and you can make many works with this kind of photo. For his work, Le Cornu, Tellier use this kind of kite, I think. I'm not sure, I find these images on the internet, but I'm not sure it's really the Tellier kite. It's very similar, but not exactly. So, Auguste Gomez, some words about Auguste Gomez. Auguste Gomez was the first man who made a catalog who sell material for kite. And inside this catalog, there's a cradle, complete, kite and cradle and camera to take aerial pictures. And it's possible to have a copy today of this catalog. It's very interesting because you have a lot of material just for KAP. Very different kind of cradle, different kind of camera, and of course different kind of kite. We have an example here. This is a kite, and this is a cradle. Gomez used a messenger called aerophoto. So you lift before the kite, and after you lift the cradle. The cradle running along the line, and when you arrive at this top, take the pictures. And just after take the pictures, come back down. It's a very easy system. This is an original kite made by Gomez, and this is a photo of the cradle. We have a sail to lift the cradle, the system, the camera, and of course push this point, and it's possible to take pictures. For the German people, I found some information about a picavet. This one is an article who spoke about a picavet system put it inside a trolley, like a messenger, to take aerial photo. The first information I found about picavet system, yeah, like that, in this one. And today, picavet is one of the most famous systems to fix the camera on the line. Another man in France was Henri Chardon. We have a replica, put it on the roof of the Chardon system. Chardon made a messenger who take, of course, 1 picture for 1 fly. It's a very easy system because use a system similar to Gomez. Use a sail to lift the cradle, and when the cradle arrives to a stop, take the pictures by means of a burning wick and come back down. We have a plan. This is the original plan of Chardon system. And Chardon used a pendulum, and to prevent the movement of the pendulum, use this line. It's a rubber line to reduce the movement. Today is used from many other capers, this system. So, short information about Roger Aubry. Aubry was a photographer in France and take aerial pictures by means of a strange system like this one. The photo is not perfect, but this camera is possible to move on the ground by means of a dynamo, maybe the name, by electric movement. You can move the camera, it can turn, and of course can take since 10 photos for fly. From the ground, you can switch and take 10 photos for 1 fly. We have here an example of George Lawrence photo. There's a big controversy about George Lawrence take aerial picture by means of a balloon or by means of a kite. So I read the information and I report. I think this one is taken by means of a kite. It's a famous photo because take pictures of San Francisco Bay, and for this photo Lawrence used not a little camera but a very, very big camera. So we have the dimension of the plate, of course, and this one, and another one in that way is the system to stabilize the camera. It's a very, very big camera, but very nice. So another photo of this camera, the lens here, and the plate put it behind the lens. A detail of the shutter system. This part slide in this direction and take the pictures. Another example of the camera, the lens, and how it works. To lift this camera, Lawrence used a train of kite, a stabilizer system with a weight here, and a line to take the shot. The system in flight. The same. And other example of earthquake. So we have other example of aerial photo taken in the United States. After maybe William Eddy, we have Black, take these pictures. I have only these pictures taken from Black. And another important man was René Desclée from Belgium. I think if you want to spend some words about this man, you know many more information than me. I have just only some example of his pictures and a photo of his kite. Desclée made by himself the kite, of course, and his system. It's a very easy system. This one is the camera, the line, and some materials to use for this activity. And this one is an example, so it's not perfect on the screen. So after these years, no many other information is possible to find, because I think behind the first and the second war, no many person takes aerial pictures. Just only the military use in the first war this system to take pictures. The Frenchmen use a train of second kite to lift his cradle. So we have a little example of the launch of this kite, and no many other information is possible to find, because I think stop with KAP because start with the use of airplane. In this year, many military use airplane to take aerial pictures, and another system to take aerial picture was the Draken balloon. The Draken balloon is a mix between a kite and a balloon to lift a man, and of course it's more easy to take pictures, but it's very dangerous because you can shot to the balloon and the man have a little problem. I prefer the kite. So we arrive to other information about activity on kite aerial photography after the First War. Just on this man, René Desclée, uses kite aerial photography, and I think the most important person for the new era of kite aerial photography was many persons present in this meeting. So start with a new idea to take aerial picture, not for work but for hobby, and for this reason made a festival and association to promote this activity. we are at the present. We know this man, Monsieur Dusarier, who promote a lot of information about kite aerial photography, and in the United States, most important was Brooke Leffert with Aerial Eye. For me, it was most important because I promote in Italy this activity, and I use this material to promote KAP in Italy. In Italy, there isn't no much people who take aerial pictures, just me and two friends. So, we don't have an history on kite aerial photography. So just few articles on a little magazine speaking about kite aerial photography. This one is an example. It's an Italian magazine, in 51. Spoke about a system to take aerial pictures, but no more one, only this one. I start, me and my friend Fausto in 1989 to take aerial pictures. We meet Tom Pratt, an Englishman who started in kite aerial photography many years before me, and we meet this man in Cervia. I think it was amazing for me, this system to take pictures, and I start with my friend, with my first club, and after this hobby, I want to promote my activity and the history of kite aerial photography by means of a site. I think internet is a big source for all, and I put all my information on this site just to promote to the other capers. And now I'm here to show all my work. I think that's all. I have many persons to thanks for the help, and of course I want to say thanks to all of you because I use a lot of your works for my personally information. That's all.
Any questions? Greg?
Have you actually used any of those cameras that you built to replicate the early cameras?
So,
Have you used those?
yeah,
And
of course. Every kind of replica, I think, needs to work in the first time. I take only 3 pictures with this camera because it's very difficult to take pictures. You need a dark room just behind the kite because it's important to remove the plate inside the dark room, and it's very difficult to fly directly connected to the kite because I use a big kite, the same dimension of Batu, and it's very difficult. But I prefer this kind of system because I use a roll film. It's very easy to charge the camera and of course to take pictures. But I think it's most important make a replica and use this replica to try, if possible, to take pictures. Of course, like every kind of my kite, fly, or if it don't fly, I put on the bag or I replace it with another one. I don't know if in United States there's some people who are interested to historical kite aerial photography. But if someone are interested, I'm so very happy to exchange information because it's difficult for me to find this kind of information. My next project will be the Lawrence system replica, and it's very difficult because it's very big. I think to make it in a smaller size for transport, and I'm searching information. So Harry sent me these nice pictures of the camera, and I think it's a lot for me because I'm start to make the frame of the camera, and I hope for the century of this first photo to have ready a system, complete system to take. I send you a copy. Oh, but I made some copy of this camera, and of course I will send a copy to you. So for this reason, if someone can help me to find information, I'm of course happy, because it's very difficult from Italy to find information in the United States. I travel a lot in Europe. In Europe it's possible to find more information, but nothing, of course, about Lawrence. If someone have information and likes to exchange with me, I'm happy to collect everything and put in internet for everybody.
Another question.
On that photo you showed of Lawrence's panoramic swing lens, the shutter,
Yeah?
which is a slot, was fatter on the top than the bottom, so
Yeah.
that it would give a greater exposure.
Yeah,
because it would
different
expose the
exposure.
film longer.
More.
But it occurs to me that that wider portion should be on the bottom, because you want to overexpose the darker.
On the
ground
bottom
rather than
is
to
more
overexpose
straight
the
because
sky.
takes a picture of the ground. So
So is the image inverted? Top to
yeah,
bottom then?
the images is inverted.
It is in your 35mm also. Put wax paper on it, open the lens, you'll look through, you'll see it's inverted.
Is anyone here, or anyone else flying big format cameras, like 8x10?
8x10.
Almost, yeah.
I can.
Henry is feeding his camera. Bro.
4x5,
4x5.
5x7. I have one made at home that hasn't done in the air yet.
Yeah. Of course.
Fits in this crate.
This one is 6 by 6, maybe. Yeah, I use a film in this camera, 6x6, and you put a roll film.
That's 6x6 centimeters. That's
Yeah.
6. That's 6.9.
6.9.
6.9.
Yeah. Great look. That's all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you to you.